Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a filing from Delek Logistics Partners where we'll see if this partnership is heading towards greener pastures or just more logistically challenging times. Ever wonder what a company is up to beyond the headlines? Well, this particular report is all about a simple but important announcement. Saying hello to some cash for their investors, let's decode what that really means. And hey, before we get into the nitty gritty, if you love digging into these company reports with us and getting clear insights, make sure you're subscribed. Also, we've got a fantastic community brewing on Discord, linked right in the description below, so come join the conversation. Alright, so we are looking at a current report filed on the 28th of October 2025 from Delek Logistics Partners. LP this form, known as a 8K, is like a company's instant update when something significant happens that investors need to know about right away. Think of it as a public bulletin board for crucial business news. Delek Logistics Partners LP, or DKL as you might see it on the stock market, is a partnership that deals with logistics. Basically, they own and operate infrastructure for the transportation, storage, and processing of crude oil and refined products. So, when they announce news, it usually has to do with their operations and how they're moving and storing energy resources. The company's main offering that you'll see traded on an exchange is their common units representing limited partner interests, which trades under the ticker symbol DKL on the New York Stock Exchange. This is what many investors buy into when they want a piece of Delek Logistics. Now for the main event of this filing, on the 28th of October 2025, Delek Logistics Partners LP issued a press release. The heart of this announcement is that they declared their quarterly distribution for the third quarter of 2025. In plain English, they decided to pay out profits to their unit holders. This is often a sign that the company is performing well enough to share some of its earnings. It's essentially a dividend. But for partnerships, it's usually called a distribution. This part of the filing tells us what documents are being included. The most important one here is Exhibit 99.1, which is the actual press release they put out. This is where you'd find all the details about the declared distribution. They also include something called a cover page interactive data file. Think of this as a digital tagging system to make the key information in the report machine readable, which is important for regulators and financial data services. The press release, which is incorporated by reference into this report, is the place where the company would have detailed the specific amount of the distribution and possibly commented on the company's performance that led to this decision. While this 8K filing itself doesn't contain the financial numbers for the distribution amount, it points us directly to the source document that does. For a company like Delek Logistics, consistent and healthy distributions are often a strong signal to investors about the stability and profitability of their operations in the energy infrastructure sector. Investors watch these payouts closely because they're a direct return on their investment. Now, let's think about what this means. When a company declares a quarterly distribution, it suggests they have generated enough cash flow from their operations to cover their expenses, reinvest in their business, and still have money left over to give back to their owners. For infrastructure companies like Delek, this often means their assets like pipelines and storage facilities are running smoothly and demand for their services remains robust. However, it is important to remember that this is just one piece of the puzzle. While a distribution is generally positive news, a full picture of the company's health would come from a more comprehensive financial report like a 10Q or 10K, which details revenue, expenses, debt, and other financial metrics. This 8K is more like a headline announcement. Looking at the broader context, the energy infrastructure sector can be sensitive to changes in oil and gas prices, regulatory policies, and the overall economic climate. Companies like Delek Logistics that operate in this space need to manage these factors carefully. A regular distribution usually indicates that management feels confident about navigating these potential headwinds and maintaining a steady stream of income. So, what's my take on this? Delek Logistics is signaling confidence by distributing profits. This is good news for their unit holders, suggesting their core business of moving and storing energy products is generating reliable income. It's a positive indicator showing they can convert their tangible assets into cash for their investors. However, as with any investment, it's crucial to look beyond just the distribution announcement itself. While this is a good outward sign, understanding Delek's overall financial health, their long-term strategy, and the risks they face in the dynamic energy market is vital for anyone considering investing in DKL. Are they growing their capacity? Are their existing assets being utilized efficiently? These are the deeper questions that a more detailed financial report would answer. For now, this 8K tells us they are in a position to reward their investors, which is a solid starting point. Alright, that is our quick dive into Delek Logistics Partners' latest update. What is your take on this distribution announcement and what it might mean for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps us to keep bringing you these analyses. And of course, subscribe for more corporate deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord community linked in the description for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.